Hey, hey! So apparently in my other introductory video about myself, I didn't give enough details. So for all of you out there who are desiring to know a little bit more about me in particular, this is the video to watch. So I wanted to share, starting with my fitness journey, about, gosh, I want to say like maybe 9 or 10 years ago. Yeah, I think it was around 10 years ago. I was fit, I was active, I was exercising. I don't know that my diet was the best, but it wasn't, there was nothing like tragically wrong with it. It was just sort of like a classic American, um, healthy diet. And I just remember getting onto the treadmill one day, and I would run for a long time, and I loved it. It always gave me a really good boost. But I remember getting on the treadmill and feeling really motivated by anger and motivated by bitterness and motivated by this rage. And I remember thinking, this is not okay with me anymore. Like, I didn't realize like how pervasive this was. And so I decided right then and there that as long as those are my motivating factors, since that's not what I wanted to cultivate, I didn't want to cultivate anger in my life, I didn't want to cultivate bitterness in my life, I was no longer going to utilize those as motivations to do things. So I wasn't going to use, motivational anger to run on a treadmill or to, talk to someone, even if I'm presenting myself as kind and interactive. If that's my motivation behind that, I was like, that's just not the life I want to live. So in an attempt to rid myself of like this deep anger and like all these different feelings that were just really negative, and in the end were absolutely dragging me down and were affecting my entire life in a really negative manner. What I needed to do is just stop. That was the only way I could figure out to do it. I was like, I'm just gonna stop everything. So I stopped exercising. I gave up any physical activity whatsoever, and of course then I started gaining weight. So for about 5 or 6 years, I just, intermittently, at first I gained like 20 pounds and then 40 pounds and then 50 pounds. And then I kind of stayed there for a few years, up and down 10 pounds, down 10 pounds, up 10 pounds, up 10 pounds, down 10 pounds. Like, it was just like this fluctuation for a few years. And then, as I was continuing to work on my inner self, what started to happen was I realized that I had the motivation then to embrace like loving myself. I had done love exercises, and I had spent a lot of time both on my own and interacting with people in such a way as to help me understand where my anger was coming from, how to deal with it, how to let it go, and make sure that I was embracing love instead. So spent a lot of time doing that during those years, and then after that started to want to use all those beneficial feelings that I had towards motivating myself to become fit again. I really love energy. Like, I just love feeling energetic, and I really wanted that experience again. So I started trying this and that and the other thing, and no matter what I tried, I couldn't stick with it. Nothing was working for me. I didn't feel comfortable doing it, and I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. So I kind of felt stuck between this rock and a hard place. And that went on for a few years as I would intermittently try this, and then I would stop, and then I would try that, and then I would stop. And so that went on for a few years. And then after that, I finally got to a point where my digestion just wasn't even functioning. And so I needed to make a dietary change. So I decided to go plant-based. I had to try it 3 different times, but I knew it was a long-term goal. So anytime that I didn't make it, I didn't judge myself. I didn't hold it against myself, and I wasn't sad that I had quote-unquote failed. What I did is I said, you know what, this was just one try. I'm going to try again when I'm ready, and would just let it go. And I would go back to eating, meats and dairies and eggs and all sorts of things that I knew were not good for my body and that my body couldn't digest. And then I would try again. So by the 3rd time, I found what worked for me. It was completely plant-based, tons of fruits, tons of veggies, and it gave me so much energy. My life was completely changed within the first 3 days. The first day I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much energy. The second day it felt like there were like fingers like inside my brain just massaging. Oh my goodness, it felt amazing. And that went on for 2 or 3 days. I remember coming home from work and just like laying down and just thinking, I'm just gonna lay here and feel the sensations because they were so amazing. So did that, and that's when I started looking into fitness again for probably about the 10th time. And I was just determined, like, this is my long-term goal. I will become fit. I will find what works for me, and I will do it out of enjoyment and self-love, and just really appreciated my body in the meantime the way it was. So that went on for about a year and a half, and I exercised here and there. I would take bike rides or go on walks or jogs, play tennis with someone on occasion, but nothing that was really getting me to where I wanted to be physically. So both in appearance and in energy. And so finally I connected with a friend, and she shared with me what had worked for her, and I was like, I think this sounds great. This sounds like exactly what I need. It came in the community of people who were also after the same things, and starting from a whole range of like completely sedentary to, well, I've been exercising here and there, but I want to do more, to like, I'm fit and I'm exercising all the time, but I want to do it with other people. And so you have this whole range of people who completely understand where you're coming from, what your struggles might be, what encourages you, and they're there for you. So that's what I did, and that's what's been working for me. And I've already lost 2.5 inches around my waist, which is so exciting. You can bend over more easily. You can stand up and sit down, and you look a lot better in clothes too. So so that's been a lot of fun, and it's just been an increase of energy, exponential. I mean, exponential to what I've been putting into the workouts. So it's fantastic. I've been loving it, and if you are interested, please feel free to contact me. I'm obviously passionate about this. I really love to see people get healthy, both on the inside and the outside. If you're concerned and you want to work on either of those, we can do that too, but I'm here for you. So if you have any questions, want to contact me for any reason, please feel free to do that, and I hope you enjoyed my story.